And welcome back to the channel. On this video I want to talk a little bit more kind of like I've been talking about lately, and that's these e-bike laws and regulations and all that stuff. And it's becoming absolutely crazy. I mean, e-bike laws are now frustrating riders. I'm getting a lot of people commenting that this is crazy. Some people are wanting to move out of New Jersey with the New Jersey laws. Pertaining to them, it was the wanting now to have every e-bike classed as a motorized vehicle, such as a moped, and having you to register, license, insure the bikes. Wearing a helmet, I'm not too concerned with that one because I think everyone should wear a helmet. But who am I to tell somebody else to wear a helmet? That's up to them. You'd think that would be common sense, but that's just me, I guess. But the helmet should be a no-brainer, pardon the pun. But so with all these laws going on top of that, then recently they also mentioned in New Jersey that banning e-bike sales online for a year. So it just gets crazier and crazier. So any new e-bike riders or potential e-bike riders out there are going to be kind of pulling their hair, because they might have been saving up for a bike or getting ready to ride their first e-bike this upcoming spring, maybe. But now, like, all bets are off. Nobody's going to be wanting to ride if the restrictions get crazy as they are, And I'm worried about it spreading to other states, because once it gets going, this ball will start rolling, and it'll roll and roll, and pretty soon you've got a big snowball and you're making a big snowman. So anyway, so you got that, and then earlier we had the California one, and their law updating the wattage, kind of clarifying their wattage on the bikes to it's not nominal 750. They want to make the peak 750, and that's going to be awful hard to do. As I mentioned in a previous video, even all of the electric bikes are going to peak above 750 watts, and we're talking the #1 e-bike company in the US, selling e-bike company anyway. And even their Lite 2.0, the XP Lite 2.0, has a 300 watt motor. But that motor, and it says right on their website, it peaks at 819 watts. So sound the alarm, it's over the 750 watts. Crazy. And I've ridden that bike before. And that bike, you have to really pedal it to get it going there to 20 miles an hour. It's not like it's going to do anything. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so there's that. And then on top of that, earlier we had the New York, back in October, the New York law limiting the speed to 15 miles an hour. So you're limited in the city of New York, 15 miles an hour. You're in the bike lane, but yet cars are still going at their 25 or whatever the speed limit is there. It's more than 15 miles an hour. So why wouldn't it pertain to cars too? When you're all on the same road, you're going slower than the car, even at 20 miles an hour. Probably, I think it's 25 in New York City for it used to be 25 for the bikes, right? Same as the car. Well, why can't the bike just go the same speed as the car if it's only 25 miles an hour top speed? You got to be careful. It's, ride with common sense and respect the road and respect people around you. It should be fine. But 15 miles an hour, and I don't know if that's going to spread out and hit other states eventually. Probably will. And then you get folks in the UK and across the world, other places around the world, they're saying, well, join the club because we've had 15 miles per hour for years and years and years. So that's true. So there's that too. And since there's no new federal laws on e-bikes right now, that's kind of stagnant. Local laws are taking matters into their own hands. Sometimes it's a localized city, or sometimes it's a state. And so lately we've had the states, and New Jersey has really been the one who's taken, to me, the big step here on really clamping down. So So if you get all of this tightening of the laws, to me, you may as well just completely wipe out class levels for bikes, power limits, speed limits, and any other restrictions. Because basically you're calling the e-bike a motorized vehicle. If you're getting license, registration, and all that good stuff, you should be able to just ride the bike, whatever the speed limit is on that road, and ride right in with cars. We don't need bike lanes anymore. Let's just ride with the cars if we're considered a motorized vehicle, and that's it, and do that. And then the helmet, I still think the helmet one, we should all be wearing a helmet, but that's, I guess, up to you unless the law requires it, which in New Jersey they now do. But anyway, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. And the other one in California too was the no throttle on an e-bike that's class 3. You can't have a throttle on the bike. And that was another crazy one to me. I never did like the class level laws to begin with. And I especially don't like when they say you can throttle up to 20, but then you have to pedal if you want to get beyond 20 to class 3, to 28 miles per hour. I've never understood that, why they think it's safer riding the bike pedaling to 28 as opposed to throttling. If the bike's going 28, it's going 28. If it's going to hit somebody or do damage, it's going to do it whether you're pedaling it to that or you're throttling. So to me, that makes no sense at all. I'm not a fan of that. And I say, if the bike is capable of going up to 28 miles per hour and you can have a throttle at 20, you should be able to have a throttle at 28. That's my 2 cents, and I think a lot of people are in agreement with me. Not everybody. I mean, there's people that are definitely on that wagon for strictly 20 miles per hour with the throttle. But I say if the bike is capable, like the laws allow the bike to have the capabilities of going 28 miles per hour, then it shouldn't matter to me. So, but is this the right thing? I mean, they're looking for safety. They claim they're looking for safety, right? The laws. And is this going to really make things safer? I think the problem is there's a few things. One of them to me is groups. Like I'll see groups group rides, right, where they take over the street. I'm not a fan of that. You should not be trying to take over the street. And that's when you get all the shenanigans and crazy stuff happening. Guys doing wheelies, showing off to their friends, That kind of stuff needs to be stopped, in my opinion. That's dangerous. That's not cool. And that's one of the things that gives e-bikes a bad name, bad reputation. People think, because they see some of these groups of guys doing it, and women, that we all do it, and it's definitely not true. I end all my videos saying, be safe out there and keep your wheels on the road, meaning don't do wheelies. That's crazy stuff. If you want to go do a wheelie in your driveway or on a out in a back field, that's fine, but don't do it on the road. That's not cool. And the other thing is weaving in and out of traffic. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like that. And I think that's dangerous. And I call that reckless. And that's another thing I think that they should not allow. They should be clamping down on that. And the other one, and this causes a lot of accidents that I've seen, is where the biker blows a stop sign or blows a traffic light. And when they do that, you're putting your life at risk there. Especially on a busy road. I know some people like to do the yield law, which when I was in Oregon, we had the yield at stop signs and you could proceed like any bicycle. E-bike is considered a bicycle and has that law where you can slow down and then proceed if there's no one coming. And but I'm in a habit now, and I like this, where I stop. The only time I don't stop is, of course, making a right turn. I can look and then just go at a stoplight. But I'll stop. All stoplights I stop. That should be a no-brainer. And but the only time I don't stop is if I'm in a group of a few people riding together and someone's ahead of me, and they're saying they've already gone through and said it's fine, okay, and then so I can proceed right behind them. Other than that, I'll stop. It's not a big deal. And if you have an issue with the bike, and I've heard several people say, it's hard to stop the bike and get off and do all that. Well, if the bike is the seat is the proper height, you should be able to get your feet down, at least have your toes touch the ground. That's what I like to do. I like to at least have the feel of the ground with both feet, not leaning the bike to one side or the other side and having one foot. I want to have both feet at least down, so that my toes are down, or the balls of my feet are down, where I can, have control of the bike. So if that's a problem, then you probably should lower the seat. And the other thing is, if you have balance issues, maybe you shouldn't be on the e-bike, because you could have more problems than just stopping at a stop sign. There could be other things that could come up, and you could have trouble because of your lack of proper balance. And then I would suggest, you don't have to stop riding, but I would suggest get a trike. There's some really cool trikes out there now, and they're becoming more and more popular, getting a lot more people out there. And so I would definitely look into getting a trike. That might be the way to go. So that's some of the things that I think, should be looked at: the weaving in and out of traffic, the wheelies, the groups of individuals that are showing off, in my opinion, and they'll basically take over the road. That's not cool. I think that stuff needs to be abolished, and because that's just not safe. It's not, you're not there to take over the road. You can ride in a train, of bikes. But anyway, that's my opinion. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that's the way I feel about it, and it's just my 2 cents. And if you want to leave a comment in the comments below and give your little opinion on all this, where do you think this is going? I have no idea where this is going now. I mean, the only thing I can see this happening now, with what this is in New Jersey, I can see this spreading once New Jersey gets it set up, and if it works for them, which I don't know how this is going to play out and if people are even going to abide by it. But if it works for them, then another state's going to take a hold of it. Then another state's going to take a hold of it. And pretty soon you have half the country, and then beyond that, following along. So we'll see where it goes. I could be wrong, but I could see it doing that. I could see it moving on to other states and so on. So, and the other thing about, if they're going to, get rid of all these, and just have licensing and all that for your bike, you may as well just take the pedals off the bike, put pegs on, and ride it completely like a motorcycle. Yeah. Basically, you may as well just get rid of bicycles and make them motorcycles, and then that's it. Which we don't want to see, right? We all want bicycles. I mean, I want to be able to ride on the trails. I still want to be able to ride on the greenways and all that. Let's not take e-bikes away from people. There's got to be something we can do. Let's figure something out. But you should not be just putting bans on sales of e-bikes, or basically turning them into mopeds and motorcycles. And again, that's my thoughts. But anyway, I'm all wound up and frustrated with this. And I don't even live in New Jersey, New York, or California, but I feel for all you folks out there. I know how it feels, like just thinking about living in those states, what I would feel like. So I'm definitely with you on that. That's my 2 cents, as I say, and that's going to do it for this video. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, thank you very much. Just hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified as to when the next video comes up on the channel, just hit that notification bell. And if you want to leave a comment on this or any other videos that you've seen on the channel, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. And just before I leave, I'm doing this green screen today because Winter Storm Fern is out there, and she's pretty wild. And so that's why we're in here. Hopefully we'll get back out there in the not too distant future. But for now, we're green screening it, which is fine. So once again, thank you for joining me on this video. And until next time, be safe, everyone. and keep those wheels on the road. See you later.